$4.6 billion. And we looked at ourselves and we realized that even among the states in terms of the overall per capita GSDP and also in terms of the SDG goals, Meghalaya was far below average, right at the bottom of the matrix. And hence our entire journey began with this desire to take us forward and bring us, if not in the top state, but at least in the top 10 states before we turn 60 years old, that is 2032. And hence we set a target that from $4.6 billion, based on the target that the Honorable Prime Minister has also set for our nation, we said we must touch a $10 billion economy. In the last 4 to 5 years, after, of course, taking the COVID aspect in mind, after working continuously and very aggressively in a systematic and a strategic manner, Madam, I'm happy to inform you that we are above, almost touching, in fact, a $6 billion economy, and our growth rate, right now, the economic growth rate that Meghalaya is seeing is almost touching 15%, and which is much higher compared to the national average. And this has been possible, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, because we set a target in front of us. I remember there were people who were laughing at us at that point in time, ridiculing us and telling us, what is this government trying to do? We wanted to be in the top 10 states of the country, and we will be. We set out a very steep target, knowing that it's not easy, but we believed that we must challenge ourselves. In the first few weeks, taking over as Chief Minister, the press asked me, what is your priority going to be? And I remember very distinctly replying to the press that I'm going to do something very simple, which is I will do things differently. As Shiv Khera says, I will do things differently. May not be different things, but I will do them differently. Same programs, same schemes, but we will improve our efficiency. We will improve the fund flow. We will increase our capacity. We will build up a team. We will create monitoring systems. We'll create accountability. And every person in the team, whether it's a Chief Minister, Cabinet Minister, Additional Chief Secretary, Principal Secretary, we will work as a team. This is not about who is right or who is wrong, but it is about being able to achieve our goals. And I'm happy to inform you that in almost every centrally sponsored major schemes, be it PMGSY, be it MGNREGS, be it PMAY, be it NRLM, be it JJM, so on and so forth. In almost every scheme, I'm happy to inform you, Madam, that we have been able to increase our expenditure minimum 3 to 5 times in certain cases. And clearly in the case of PMGSY, which I was sharing with you, there was a time when in 2000 projects sanctioned in 2003, 2004 had not been completed when we had taken over. Government of India was ready to blacklist and cancel those schemes. cut the budget allocation for the state of Meghalaya in 2018. And I requested the then CNRD Minister, Rural Development Minister, to give us 6 months to improve. And today I'm happy to inform you 70 to 80% of the PMGSY roads that have been constructed in the state have happened in the last 7 years. Not only in PMGSY, but also in all the other major schemes. Government of Meghalaya has been able to capitalize on the different funds that are available from central government and really work towards improving the overall efficiency by simply doing things in a different manner, doing it in a much more efficient manner, doing it in a much more better manner. And today, with the support of all the team members, today we are able to, as I said, take our state forward towards the goal and direction that we have set for the state. Even in terms of the externally aided projects, Honorable Finance Minister is very much aware that Meghalaya has been able to leverage large number of programs and schemes from externally aided projects. Honorable Finance Minister is here in front. I have been sharing with all our citizens almost in every assembly session that we have, because there is always a question that why is government of Meghalaya taking so much of loan from World Bank, from ADB, from NDB, from KFW, from JICA. And they keep saying that Meghalaya government is taking all these loans from these banks. I want to share in front of our Honorable Union Finance Minister that in terms of the financing for EAPs, especially for northeastern states, it is done in the manner of 80-20 first of all. So 20% is paid by the state governments. The rest of the 80% is a loan component, which is paid at a sharing amount of 90-10. So at the end of the day, 28% is paid by the state government and 72% is repaid back by the union government. And that is why the externally aided projects are actually a huge source of revenue and a huge source of, I should say, funds that are available to smaller states like Meghalaya to be able to fund different kinds of projects that are happening today. And I take this opportunity in the presence of our Honorable Finance Minister to thank her and the Government of India for sanctioning and giving so many externally aided projects to the state of Meghalaya, almost touching 12,000 crores, which has really impacted the overall development scenario in our state. I also would like to take this opportunity to thank our Honorable Finance Minister for a very, very important scheme called Special Assistance to States on Capital Investment, which we call in short form SAS scheme. Again, this is an issue, and Madam, I would like to flag this issue today, which I had mentioned many, many days, months back to you, that this is a 50-year long loan on interest-free loan that the states get. And I was explaining once to the assembly that if you take a 2,000 crore loan, and that loan, if you put it at 2,075, and you take the net present value of that as of today, it comes down to less than about 70 crores in terms of the value of that 2,000 crores, which is going to be what we have to repay back after 50 years. The point being that if we take 2,000 crores today, we have to repay back 2,000 crores in 2075. And the value of that 2,000 crores in 75 net present today is less than 70 crores. Hence, this is again a very, very amazing program that the Government of India has started, and a great way to fund different capital investments. And ma'am, as you've seen in this presentation that was shown, that our expenditure, the capital expenditure that we have, has risen almost threefold from about 1,400 crores today touching 5,000, from 1,400 today touching almost 5,000 crores in terms of the capital expenditure that the state is doing. And hence, these are all great examples of how Government of India today is supporting the northeastern states. I was earlier mentioning in the program in IIM that before 2014, there was clearly a neglect for our Northeast region. There were hardly any ministers, union minister or MOS or prime minister coming to the Northeast during those times. Let me share with you